Hello, how are you doing tonight? I am somewhat sleepy. But we're here. I'm back in my home. We've returned from our weekend to the not so frigid north of Kanazawa. I mean, it was colder than Osaka, but no snow anywhere, just kind of chilly. We had a nice day today. We partook of the breakfast buffet, which, by the way, not only was this breakfast buffet better than anything we ate at the other hotel, I just really think that in general, breakfast buffets are better than regular buffets. It's my hunch. It's more fun. Just pick and choose for breakfast. Anyway, we had a nice breakfast. We went to a old neighborhood in Kanazawa. The English translation called it samurai houses. So it was just kind of like this old sort of Edo era area of the city. But because it's Japan, a lot of these houses were occupied. For the most part, the old walls were intact around these houses, and like you could see a modern house behind it. But you're walking in the street, and the street looks very, very old, but you still see, names on the things, and maybe you see a car waiting. So it's like, wait, someone has a car? Is a samurai with a car? Anyway, there were a couple houses that were preserved for the public to view. We walked in a couple of those. We saw some very nice gardens. We saw some armor. We saw some swords. One of the things I liked, there was a house that had some old correspondence saved, and obviously had to be very meticulously translated, because even if you speak Japanese, if you were born in the 20th century, you probably can't read this version of Japanese because it was just written totally differently. Certainly me, as a non-native speaker, completely indecipherable. But, translated and retranslated. Actually, they translated it into modern Japanese, and they translated it again into English because it's a museum, so they want visitors to understand it. And it's so funny how you can see the roots of how Japanese people write letters, even this hundreds of years ago, because guess what? One of the letters, like half of it is just an apology for how short the letter is. Like, oh, I'm so sorry this letter is so short. It's like, well, it's not so short now, is? You just spent 2 sentences apologizing for it. Also, there's one about killing someone and bringing their head to someone. It was like, okay, well, samurai man business. And, so in this neighborhood, we walked around, and my wife really wanted to try for lunch a local dish we looked up called hanton rice. Hanton rice. So we went to a place that the internet said was good, and I guess it is good because there was a line out the door. So we waited for a good 30 minutes to get in and sit down and have our lunch. It was a little funny that once we got seated, by the way, they wanted to streamline this all as much as possible. So while we were waiting outside, they gave us the menu, we placed our order, and then we went inside, and then we settled up. So they just sat us down in this table in the corner, and I sat down in the corner, and then I realized that above me was a fairly realistic portrait of a topless woman. Now, the kids were there. I mean, it's a restaurant. It's just a restaurant, and they just have this thing. And it didn't seem particularly abstract at all. I was like, no, we just have a painting of a naked woman, or topless woman. The kids did not seem to notice at all. Mako noticed. So when I asked her to take my picture, she was sure to frame it so you could see me and you could see the woman above me, which was funny to me. And I looked around. I didn't see any other paintings like that in the entire place, so they just really like that one painting of the topless woman. Anyway, hanton rice is very much like omurice in that you get an omelet on top of rice with some toppings on it. But hanton, which apparently is based of... The han comes from Hungary, and the tone comes from French for tuna? I don't know how they got this name, but basically imagine like the omelet rice, the omurice dish, but instead of just egg, there's a bunch of fried seafood. Like I had fried shrimp on mine, and Mako I think had some tuna on hers, and it was very nice. Definitely, omurice is a pretty simple dish to make, so it's good. And then we did our shopping, then we came home. So, yeah. Overall, very nice weekend. Ate some fun food. I think the kids had a good time. And, yeah, nice little vacation to end the year. Because that's it. That's it. There's only 2 days left this year. Which means, after tonight, only 2 more videos left. This year, obviously. Whew. But, yeah. Shanoa did not let me sleep last night. She was tossing and turning and complaining in the hotel bed for whatever reason. So, I should get some sleep. Good night, everybody. I love you.